but the situation got worse. I would sit there at night and literally get to the airport, just get away, just disappear, and all these crazy things. Hey guys, welcome to my video. Today's video is about midlife crisis. It's a personal one because I'm going to share some things from my private life here too. And I think generally it's a good video to watch because either you're going to one yourself, or maybe you have a husband at home or a man who's going through a midlife crisis right now, or just simply because you want to know what might be waiting for you a couple of years from now. We are going to talk about when midlife crisis actually become a thing in science, what midlife crisis really means, typical age range of midlife crisis, 5 signs of midlife crisis, my personal experience, and at the end, a special piece of advice for all the ladies out there on how to best deal with this situation if your man is going through a midlife crisis right now. Let's get into it. When did experts talk about midlife crisis the first time? It was 1965, and it was a gentleman with the name Elliot Jacques. He was a Canadian psychologist who called the situation that especially men go through midlife crisis. Since then, all psychologists refer to this midlife journey as a midlife crisis, which is identified as a very painful transition for men between 40 and 60 years. What is actually a midlife crisis? Well, first of all, it doesn't have to be a crisis all the time. But a midlife crisis is a strong emotional and identity crisis in the middle of life. It is not an official diagnosis, but a pattern of doubts, fears, and life changes. It often happens when a man suddenly feels his age, his mortality, and also starts to regret some of his past decisions, and also his situation in life. Now, before we continue, just let me tell you one thing. I'm not a psychologist or any kind of expert in this field. I am going through a midlife crisis right now, but I think it is just very, very important for all of us to understand what kind of story there is, and how we can deal with the situations. So when I say I will give an advice regarding midlife crisis, I don't mean that this advice is coming from myself as an expert. It is just what I have heard in therapies, and I have done some research on that, personal research, and I just wanted to share it with you, because not all of us have time and resources to go to therapy, and I just thought it's nice to share it with you. So please do not judge me as an expert in this field, because my expertise is completely in a different field. This is just coming from the heart, trying to share it with you. Now back to the subject. How many men go through this? If you look into the internet, it says that 10 to 20% of men are going through a midlife crisis. The tendency is going up though, since everything in this modern life is changing, and everything becomes more faster, and it's more aggressive these days, and you know how life is. So the tendency is going up, and they say it's somewhere between 1 to 5 to 1 to 4 men. And, you know, one of the 5 clear signs for midlife crisis is, um, you know, distress, uh, anxiety, and, a big drop in life satisfaction. The mood swings are a very, very clear sign that a midlife crisis is coming, or you already are in one. Um, Needless to say that if you are experiencing this, or if you are watching one of your beloved family members, your husband, your son, uh, going through this emotional ups and downs, please advise this gentleman to go to therapy. And again, I know it's hard, especially on men. We don't want to go to therapy. We are trying to solve things by ourselves, but the outcomes can be very, very bad. You know, it is uh, said that a midlife crisis, which is not well treated or not taken care of, uh, can last up to 5 years. It can lead to depression, it might lead to divorce, and it might lead to, you know, devastating possibilities and decisions that that will be taken, and which could destroy and harm a very nice relationship. And this can all be stopped and prevented if one just takes some time and tries to find a therapist, or at least a consultant or something like this that he can talk to. Now, let me tell you some of my personal experiences that I had. I started feeling this chest pains and the lack of oxygen, like I couldn't breathe, about a year ago. Those turned into panic attacks and, you know, depression kind of feelings. Now, let me tell you this: I did not have an easy life, probably just like yourself. So, I've been through depression and very, very bad panic attacks previously in my life. Um, I am in a very good position, and I'm very thankful for it, that I do not have to do a 9 to 5 job every day. And I know how stress feels like. Although I, again, I do not have a 9 to 5 job. But since I had these experiences with panic attacks and really bad depression, I could feel that this, what I'm going through right now, it is not the same feeling. It is more a feeling of understanding that the time in front of me is much shorter than the time that I have left behind. That means that I started realizing that my life is, you know, going to end at some point. Uh, Now, this is no news to nobody, but once you're in this situation, in this age, and again, it doesn't matter if you're 45, 50, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, 60, limited, very, very limited, your behavior changes. Actually, you start panicking. And that's, I think, what the first sign was there for me. Um, Now, I did not experience any problem in my relation, in my marriage, because I just didn't want my wife to suffer under this. So I instantly understood that something is wrong, and I communicated with her. So please, guys, if you're watching this and if you are having similar issues, don't let wifey and the kids suffer under it. Try to communicate and be open about it. Um, there is nothing manlier in this world than to express your feelings. Anyway, we talked about it, and I could see that, of course, my wife is already experiencing and understanding that some things are not very well with me. But the situation got worse. I um, felt like I'm in a cage. I felt like, I don't know, I have to do something to change my life. I have to be more active. I hadn't worked for like 6 years because I'm in a very good position to have passive income, and I was just not having a good time. I was working on our land in Spain, and I was building the houses over there and doing a lot of bodily work. I think practical work, and it was good, But suddenly I stopped. I gained weight like about 6 to 8 kilograms. I think I gained in a very, very short time. Now, I was never a slim guy, and I'm still not. But it was, you could see that I was very depressed. I was thinking of running away every night. I was crying all the time by myself. I was planning my getaway, like I would be in a prison or something like that. It's like I would sit there at night and literally plan how I will get to the airport, where I would fly, what I would do with my cell phones, just get away, just disappear, and start all over again. All these crazy things coming to my mind, not even understanding from where they were coming, and not even being in a, like, we don't have children, we are not in a financial situation where we have to turn the penny or anything like that. It's crazy. It's just like somebody has a remote control and tries to, you know, I don't even know how to say it. Yeah, tries to direct you into something very drastically and very fast, like your life is going to end tomorrow morning. Yeah, so that's one of the experiences that I had. Plus, I was really aggressive. Like, I was very short-tempered. I if when something happened, like, I completely freaked out. Like, I can remember I went to to a official place. I had to do something for my car. I had all the documents. Have done my homework. I bought some rims for my car, right? So, and in Germany you have to go to a testing place. It's called TÜV, doesn't matter, and then you have to give them all the documents they can do a note in your registration that this rim will go on this car. So I had everything with me. And this gentleman over there was just, uh, annoying me. Like he didn't want to pass my my papers, although I had everything, and he made me like go back, print one more page, although he had a printer over there and he could have done it for me. Maybe normal stuff, but I completely freaked out when I was in the car. I was screaming. I seriously, I just wanted to scream, and overreaction to very simple things. Very much overreaction. Like, even if I couldn't fit a screw into something, I threw down the screwdriver. It was like everything was pissing me off. Literally everything. Um, couldn't talk for long with people. Like, I always started a sentence and then I was like, you know what? Who cares? I was just in a bad place, and I'm still in a bad place. Uh, this is why I have decided to go to therapy. So I went to a therapist. I I make I wanted to talk to a lady, uh, because I thought, I don't want anybody um, to pour his experiences into the therapy session. This was my idea. And being a life coach myself, I thought it is more practical if I could visit two therapists at the same time, so I can see, first of all, with which one I am better in communicating. And the second thing is if they would tell me the same things. And for me, it was very, very important because my relationship means a lot to me. I just wanted to have the perspective of a woman of how, like, how I can help, and what advice they can give me that I could share with my wife, of how she could actually deal with the situation, slash dealing with me. I know, sounds a little bit stupid. I go somewhere to ask for help for somebody else, but I think I was in this situation anyway. I couldn't change it. It's like your hormones are going up and down. So yeah, good or bad, this is what I did. Yeah, so this is what I did. And I went home to my wife, explained everything I've learned from that particular therapy session. Of course, that was not the only one. And yeah, we are still good. And I don't think that anything will change between us. Um, yeah, I just decided to come to Asia because I wanted to do that anyway, and look for some new ventures and see if I could find a new direction, and this is it. I don't want to take much of your time anymore. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I really hope that maybe there was some useful information in this for you. Allow me to ask you one more time to subscribe to this channel, and yeah, there is some other things also coming up. I'm trying to make this YouTube venture happen, and to be able to have it as a new adventure and also a new source of income in my life. And I hope that I can see you in the next video. Take good care of yourself, and all the best.